Hey to the people, what's going on? It's time to get it started. This is the Married to Medicine review right here on No Chaser TV. We're streaming live on X and YouTube, and in just a few moments, we'll be having our very first TikTok live on this subject. So make sure that you guys like Sammy said, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notification bell so you'll know when we're going live, as well as leave us some comments and tell us how you feel. We got a lot to get into tonight, and we're gonna get right into it. Hey, to the people, as I mentioned earlier, we having a 10K week here at No Chaser TV because all of our social media accounts combined have gone over and accumulated over 10,000 followers slash subscribers. So thank y'all so much. The TikTok that we posted about this particular episode has over 1.2 million views, and I have nobody better to talk about it with, in my opinion, than Sammy and Antonio. Hey to the people, how y'all doing?
Motherfucking right. What's up? How y'all doing?
Ow! Godly.
He answered for the both of us.
Well, we got a lot to get into. I see the group chat. Who's in the group chat already?
Jasmine.
Why is she not on the group stage already?
I told her to get up on. Well, I came in here for her today.
So why is she not on stage?
Oh, Antonio, let's not do that because yesterday he came onto the lean and told me and told Dream, you look so beautiful, like me and Cortez when he was sitting up there.
Oh, I saw that. I watched some of it last night. I saw he gave his complimentaries out.
Maybe Fame don't. Maybe my square is blacked out or something. Let me see.
What about how I feel?
No,
Listen,
you was on there.
I'm trying to get this TikTok thing started. I should do this earlier. I didn't know how this was. No, I didn't know. I hate that.
What happened?
That you got to do all this to get TikTok started. Girl, we finna just say after this TikTok, I really wanted to go live on TikTok tonight though, but damn, I wanted to go live on TikTok. Oh, well, wait a minute. There's Demisio. Hey, Demisio.
I was just finna say because he's supposed to be handling that. That's why I'm finna let him go after this live.
Oh my God. Jasmine knows she got a butt ball, bookie naked wrong, but we're gonna get started. Thank y'all for tuning in. Before we get started, I just want to make sure that you guys know, for all of our viewers in DC, No Chaser TV will be in DC March 2nd for the third part of the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion. There's a watch party hosted by the Reality Rundown, as you guys know them on Instagram and all other social media. They're hosting a watch along party for the third part of the reunion with Jazzy, Mia, and Jacqueline. And we're going to be there working the red carpet as well as asking questions to the ladies. So you guys will see that on No Chaser TV. What we asked them, if you have any questions, go ahead and let us know. And you'll be able to meet me, and I believe Jay will be there as well. So you'll be able to meet me and Jay from No Chaser TV at the event. Housewives are going to be there. There's some other reality girls that are going to be there. It's going to be a good time. Buy us a drink and tell us what you think. Catch. Okay, then let's go ahead and get started because we start with Quad and King, and they're talking. Quad says that Greg went apeshit crazy the night before. It's a lot for him to see Quad with a handsome man who's strong and sexy and young and got a nice body, everything that Greg is not. It's very hard for him to deal with that. And she says that she really doesn't care because nobody had that kind of grace for her when they were parading around Dr. G and his new wife. Nobody cared. So why should she? She says they chose to enter Quad's friend group, and so they get what they get. Dr. G is with his wife, and he says that he was tight when Quad said she left him and decided to endorse her decision in front of the entire group last night. He says that she was drunk and he hates when she's like that, and he can always tell, so that frustrates him. And yelling and screaming is not in Dr. G's character. And so he apologizes to Sweet Tea for losing his cool, but he does not apologize about his feelings. Back in Quad's room, she says she felt it like G's now is starting to feel like it's not over between the two of them. And maybe Sweet Tea is just a seat filler. She also doesn't like how he spoke to Sweet Tea because, in her words, her man would never. Okay. And then goes back to G's room, and G says that she didn't like that he didn't like, excuse me, that Sweet Tea was engaging with Quad in the first place. And it's an age gap thing because he would have expected her to be the elder and more wise. And Sweet Tea says, look at me, I'm not. And I don't know if she said look at me, but she said she wasn't. And she says anywhere that Quad gives it is where she's going to get it. So don't expect that from her. Camera, go ahead and give me Sammy, and Sammy, tell me what you're thinking about it.
I'm truly curious about what they expected. Like, you don't want to interact with Quad. You don't want to interact with Quad. What did y'all think was going to happen when y'all came on the show? Y'all know the whole basis of y'all coming on here was because of his ex relationship with Quad. I mean, I love Quad. I found it funny how she sat in that room and was saying how Dr. G just went ape shit. To her, for some reason, she just couldn't understand what made him go so crazy. It's like she just kind of forgot that they had a whole interaction. But I will say, I am, when it comes to Dr. G feeling a way about Quad saying that that she didn't want the relationship and that she was endorsing this. She wasn't being nasty about it. She was kind of telling Toya, don't make this a thing because, this is his wife. We good. I'm pretty sure she was being condescending and making it very clear, like, I didn't want to be with him anymore. And I think that's what triggered him. But I mean, you there with your new wife. You should have expected something of this sort if y'all are on this couples trip, on this show with Quad. Sooner or later it was bound to happen. I mean, y'all always having side conversations about it, making remarks about it. So now that it's face to face, everybody up in arms. I don't get it. This is what they want us, and now they finally got it. So everybody should be pleased at this point. I know I am. I'm very pleased.
Not you, please, Antonio.
For me, I get where Sammy is coming from. In regards to that, it was, odd to me that, Quad did mention the ape shit thing, which made me giggle because I think they both kind of went a bit ape shit. She was just ape shit off of her rum punches or whatever it was that she was drinking. But she said that, they came into my friend group, and I love Quad. I do. I've met her in person. I love her. I like her personality and just her aura, but they weren't really your friend group last year. Remember, sis? They kicked you out. They sent you back in coach to come back from Napa all the way back to Atlanta, Georgia, because they didn't want to be around you no more. So they weren't really your friends at that time. And I hate that she doesn't, and I understand that she has to play to kind of appease and keep her job and everything, but I hope that if she does stick around, even going forward, that she kind of speaks up a bit more for herself and doesn't, because I feel like now she feels like, okay, I'm in a corner, so this is what I have to do in order to be able to remain in this situation. But I want her to still, speak up a bit. In regards to Letitia, I mean, I'm not mad at it. If somebody, take a jab at you, then it's up to you to attempt to, gut punch their ass and do what you got to do to feel vindicated. I will say though, if I'm keeping score as of right now, Letitia, you lost. There's that.
There's the whoop. There it is. Hey, everybody, we're here now streaming live on TikTok as well. TikTok, I want to thank y'all for making that talk, or whatever y'all call it, that tick in that talk go over 1.2 million views. Thank y'all so much, all the new subscribers or followers that we have. We're also streaming live on X, and we're also streaming live on YouTube. Let me introduce myself for the people down to the YouTube. My name is Chase. This is No Chaser TV, and we do reality TV reviews as well as post videos with our homegirls, the divas, homeboys, the divos. And tonight we're reviewing Married to Medicine. So if you're in TikTok, go ahead and give your comments. We'll read them out loud. If you're on YouTube, give your comments. We'll try to read them all out loud. We can't really see that well, but we'll try to read them out loud on YouTube as well. And so what you just heard was one of our panelists, Antonio, give his breakdown on the beginning of the show where Sweet Tea and Dr. G were having their conversation, and Quad and King were having their conversations about the night before at the pool. And so this is about as PG as it's gonna get, because at No Chaser TV we give it to you straight and we say what we're gonna say, and it is what it is, and y'all just deal with it. Everybody got a voice, everybody has an opinion. So and we come right back together. So if you don't agree with the opinion, that's fine. Just make sure you come on back, because that's what we like to do here. So, as far as that opening is concerned, you guys, I think a lot of things are true. Like, yeah, Sweet Tea, excuse me, yeah, Greg, I feel like was bothered by Quad, being Bliss in her new relationship and Bliss in having a man that's young and fine and got some hair and can take his t-shirt off and teeth not falling out his mouth and just look like he looked as opposed to what Greg looked like when they was together and what Greg looked like now. Yes, I feel like that, but I think that she was putting a little extra on it, rubbing a little salt in the wound. She also, she openly admitted, hey, nobody cared how I felt when they did this to me, but my whole issue with the whole Quad and King and T and G thing is it feels like while there is some unresolved issues between Quad and Greg, there's also a lot of misdirected anger because why are y'all not mad at the people for creating a situation? How how I feel like why does Heavenly and Toya and Simone and Jackie get a pass for creating this shit show? I don't know if I can we cuss, so if we get flagged, y'all, that's what it is. For creating this shit show that they created. Like I feel like I'm kind of tired of seeing them go back and forth as couples, and I'm ready for them to direct the anger to the people who are responsible for bringing them into Quad's friend group, as she said. Now, when it comes to it being Quad's friend group, right? Quad and G met this friend group together as a married couple. The gentlemen in the friend group never stopped being Dr. G's friends. So there is an argument as well that this may be his friend group too. So is he supposed to stay away from his group of friends because he has a new wife? When if you look at it and you looked at the popularity vote before all of this happened, Greg had the popularity vote, whether we want to admit it or not. They liked Greg. They was mad because Quad would never come to the function off camera. She didn't hang out with him. She got on Sister Circle and thought she was better than everybody. So when we look at the popular vote, I feel like it was also, if not more, Greg's friend group as well. So I hear Quad, but I don't rock with her on the friend group part. I do rock with her on ain't nobody care about how I felt when they was around here looking like they look. Where they were from, Antonio?
What is from Arkansas?
Texas. Sorry, Sammy. When they was looking like they were from Texas, nobody cared. Right? Nobody cared. So, I'm with Quad on that. Like a lot of things could be true in this. To me, I really wish that they would not fight, and I wish they would direct the energies because the people didn't bring them together because they thought that they were going to get along. Absolutely. They brought them together because they knew it was going to be some mess. And so that's why I feel like they need to direct the energy where it needs to be directed.
Yeah. I also do find that before we move on from that, and I find it very strange that Greg was, when he was talking to T, he was able to point out, I know Quad when she gets drunk, and I know how she's going to get. You didn't know how your wife would behave. You didn't know none of her traits that probably could have helped you prevent that situation.
They didn't know each other long enough, Sam.
I mean, I don't know. And I want to say this too for the comments, because here we with the whole Mariah quote, Quad is not married to medicine. Y'all don't come to this damn show for the medicine. Y'all don't come for the marriage. When it comes to the TV show Married to Medicine, Quad is the most married to medicine. She has been the main objective for this course for the last few seasons. If it was not for Quad, y'all wouldn't have no Married to Medicine. We saw that last season. So let's take that she's not married to medicine. Let's put it in a bucket and let's just ship it on out because we don't want to hear that no more. We talking about the TV show. Y'all don't come for the medicine. Y'all don't come for the people's marriages. The doctors don't give us nothing. The couples don't give us nothing. Y'all come for the chaos and the confusion, which is all contributed to from Miss Quad these last couple of seasons. So let's just be honest about that. Whether you love or hate her, she is making this show at this point.
Damn. Okay, dang, Sammy, you ain't gotta cuss me.
That whole she's not married to medicine. Let's do away with that.
They say that. I didn't say that because
but it's all in the comments. So I told you I'm in the comments today. Yesterday they was doing a big one yesterday.
They let us have it yesterday about that.
I'm in the comments today.
Woo. Y'all, we got our first badge on TikTok. I'm not sure what a badge is, but thank y'all so much. I'm gonna learn. Somebody said, let me help you out. Yeah, help me out because I don't understand what all this stuff is, but thank you for the badge. And hey Chase, hey, how y'all doing? That was Sammy who you just heard because let me just tell y'all, Sammy is Quad Squad #1, and he does not play about Miss Quad, okay?
And I see Captain Tay Tay is here with me today too in the comments.
What Captain Tay Tay say? The captain.
She riding today.
Oh, she riding with you today?
She ain't riding shit. A damn process. You need to get on.
Ooh. All right, you guys, let's move on with the rest of the review. That was the opening. Okay. All right. So Toya and her husband, Dr. Eugene, go out with my man, Steve, and Dr. Mimi. I said it, mine. Goes out with my man Steve and Dr. Mimi, and Toya says that she drinks Patron because the additive and preservatives in Don Julio make her angry. Now that explains a lot because everybody I know get in a fight when they on that Don Julio, make them act a foolio.
Don Julio do make you act a foolio. It does.
And it's the additives and the preservatives. Thank you, Toya. I
Ooh.
would have the Don Julio over the Patron. No, I'm just have to act a Fulio. I don't know what to say about it. Mimi and Steve tell Toya that she started that whole incident, and Toya says she didn't start it. All she said was that she was uncomfortable, and Steve said for Greg, and Toya was like, "Oh, okay, I can see how I may have, you know what I'm saying, got that party started." Steve again checks Toya and says, someone started the fire and then someone just, came over and knocked the gasoline forward. Now that we've had a couple of weeks to sit with it, I want to know if you guys' opinion has changed. Sammy, did Toya start this?
I still feel like she ignited that. Yeah, it was definitely Toya. She didn't have to point. I mean, they were all uncomfortable, but again, y'all knew eventually what was going to happen. So for her to actually pinpoint it, that's kind of what triggered everything and set everybody off. And Toya never gets when she causes her mess, like she never gets the finger pointed to her. So I'm glad that Mimi and Steve actually said, "Hey, girl, you kind of lit that match last night." I'm glad somebody's actually finally telling her that she's a little messy ass woman.
And a little messy ass. Oh, jeez.
We can't.
And
I'm trying to not cuss.
oh, please.
Really?
Well, listen, you guys, over on YouTube, we are about 30 away from 1,000 subscribers. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. What 1,000 subscribers will do is monetize us, and therefore we will get ads, and we will have to watch our mouth. But we're not monetized on YouTube, so we're going to cuss. But in the meantime, help us get there and subscribe to our YouTube, okay? Antonio, did Toya start this?
Yes, she did. So it was like, you know how there's already like a little bit of some smoke and maybe just a little small flame, but nothing's really going crazy. Like it's still small enough where you could just step on it with your foot and put it out. Like it's not. But when Toya did that, it brought attention to, I think, Dr. G and maybe his face and stuff like that. So she did, as they stated, threw, knocked over some gasoline and put on it. I like that they spoke up and they did tell her, "Hey, Miss Thing, you did this, right?" And initially she wasn't. She was like, "Oh, me? I didn't do that. That wasn't me." But and it looks like Eugene may have already kind of tried to mention it to her, but that ain't. She needed to hear it from a real man, and so I'm just kidding.
From my man.
So she needed to hear from someone else, and they were like, I was shocked though that they kind of spoke up and actually told her, "Hey, you did this," and they wasn't like letting up, they wasn't mashing the brake on her. They was like letting her know you actually did this, and you was the cause of this occurring, and this is why. So I agree with them. She did. She definitely added fuel to it, and then Quad added fuel, and G with his facial expressions and stuff, he started little saying it was like at beyond that point it just kind of went crazy. So
Y'all not going to agree with me. I feel like Toya definitely called it out and called a thing, but I feel like where it starts is where it starts. And the inception of it for me, I feel like, like I mentioned earlier, I feel like Quad was sticking Greg nose in it. You see it. Look at the outfit, bitch, killing you, hoe. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she was letting them have it. Now, I didn't say I disagree with why she was doing it. Do your big one. Get your ones in, sister. Let him know what's going on. You see what you got over there, and you see what I got over here. But I feel like that's the origin and the precipice of it. I do.
so you think Dr. G, like, he still want him a little piece of Quad?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Chase said earlier, like she was putting salt in the wound. Why is there still a wound? You got
exactly
a whole new marriage.
Well, she said herself let's talk about it. She said herself in the opening scene of the show, um, nobody cared how I felt. So she was on her get back.
No, I
So
don't
to
think it was
me,
really on get back, but I think she was more so on a I'm not going to not be with my man or be here with my
okay,
guy.
so it's more of I'm not gonna not live my life because he's here.
Hmm?
It was more of
Basically,
I'm not gonna not live my life just
Yeah,
because he's here.
yeah.
Okay, I read it as y'all didn't care how I felt when he did it. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it how I do it. It is what it is. So
I thought it was he brought his girl around and everybody was cool with it. Now I got
I
my
got
guy
mine.
around. Everybody should be
okay,
cool with it.
I give y'all that. All right. I'm not fussy yet. We'll see how we feel a little later. Now the the Golden Girls are talking, and Simone, the Golden Girls being Jackie, Heavenly, and Simone. Simone says that Quad and Greg need healing. Um, Sometimes I think they need healing because they're in close proximity, but sometimes what's done is done. You don't look back, you don't speak, and you just keep it moving. Two strangers passing in the night, you don't know each other anymore. And I think in a perfect world, that is the scenario that we would have. But because there is so much between those two, so many accusations between those two, it is never going to be right, unfortunately, as long as they're both on the same show. That's how I think.
Yeah.
So
Also,
wishful
that
thinking.
there's a lot of hurt,
Mm-hmm.
even though even if they don't want each other, there's still too much hurt for them to be able to try to be cool or be friends. I think they should just ignore each other.
because we don't like we know they got divorced, but what happened after that? They just don't see each other for all this time, and then they're just thrown back into each other's faces in two new relationships. So
It seems like, yeah.
that's why that trauma comes when you good because you don't see the person, but now you see him. It's just like this. Now you got a whole marriage, a whole new relationship, and I agree with Chase. Like I hope that at the reunion they do address their friends for placing them back in those positions. Well, more so Quad because Greg willingly came. And I guess you could say Quiet did too because she signed off, but she was already there, so it wasn't her story to be dealing with
But
them.
was she there? I felt like they was pushing her out anyway. They've tried at this
They
point.
were pushing her out, but she was still there. Like even when they said Sweet Tea said, "Well, they're on the outs with Quiet, but they wanted me and Greg to come help her with her story to save the show." If you on the outs with her, why the fuck are we trying to save her? Why are we trying to save her? Like none of that made sense to me. None of that made
Oh,
sense.
all right. Okay. Okay. Heavenly says she thought it was funny watching them fight last night, and that's why we had a problem. I pray. I know it's not going to get addressed because it's a lot that goes said and done, and they don't address every minuscule thing that is said because me, Sammy, and Antonio are still wondering seasons later what Dr. Jackie said to Contessa about Heaven, and we never got the answer.
Still,
I think I want to interview Contessa because I want to ask her. I really want to know. Anyway, so that's something that's not probably going to be addressed. But if I sat back and saw my friend who created the situation or was instrumental in the situation, say, watching me and my ex husband fight to the level that we were fighting was funny to her, I would have a problem. And this is, y'all know, uh, okay, I'm going to say it again because we're here on TikTok tonight. They don't know. We got a lot of people watching. Hey, y'all. They may not know because there's always new people watching this. I love Mariah Huck. I am Team Mariah. And Quad cut Mariah off for less. And Quad said that if Heavenly tried her one more time, she was going to forego the friendship. And Heavenly has tried her time and time again. And Quad has said nothing and done nothing. So now, to add to all of that, you thought watching me and my ex man get into it like we got into it was funny? Mm, okay.
that's why I always say Quad and Letitia should have flipped it and got along.
I would have
They,
loved it.
they
Quiet getting her lick back very quiet. That's why she was gonna let Contessa beat her down on that beach. That's why when she be getting to it, everybody she be letting it slide. Like she know that ain't her damn friend, but she got to play her role to keep her check. That's what that is.
Yeah, she said, no, Contessa, stop.
And then still asked for her henny when it was off. She sat down and, hey, y'all leaving? I'm finna eat. She want Contessa. I mean, she want Heavenly to get what she deserves, and she's gonna get it eventually.
Okay, all right. Well, Heavenly said she thought it was funny. Heavenly tells Jackie and Simone that Phaedra knows that Apollo is coming. So if anything pops off, she is going to be absolved of it because Phaedra knows. Simone feels that it is the most fucked up shit that Heavenly has ever done in the friend group, yet she didn't check her in the moment. So when what happened later, I don't want to hear it. Simone recognized it wasn't right, and Simone said absolutely nothing. Jackie
Well,
says that
Simone said, "Well, when it pop off, I'm gonna look at you and say Phaedra knows." So that to me was already given that they was
And Simone
playing
also
fair.
set her ass up there and said she didn't find none of it funny when after everything ended, she was the first one to hop up and start laughing. So what the, it's like Simone, she showed her ass on this episode. When I went back and watched it earlier, I said, "Oh, you
I'm so
understand?"
disappointed in Simone.
I was so disappointed in Simone.
Y'all
I
been
did laugh
dragging
at
Simone
her
for
a few times.
years, bro. And I always defend Simone. I can't defend her tonight.
Yeah.
Simone, if she get a lashing, she deserve a lashing with that rope that she got, the rope braid she got, and that diesel look. Oh, I hate that look. Okay, anyway.
You don't like that diesel outfit?
No, I don't. I don't like it. Okay, anyway. So Jackie says that Phaedra knows if Apollo sees her with chick, Apollo may get jealous. And Heavenly says at the end of the day, Phaedra knows. The group gets on a boat and Heavenly FaceTimes Apollo and say, "Where you at? We all waiting on you." I know that's right. Let me tell you something. As messy as Heavenly is, Heavenly said, "We ain't going nowhere."
Don't
Okay,
move this boat.
She had already
Don't move
said
this
it. Like
boat.
we gonna if they ain't here before the boat leave, we gonna wait.
we waiting. Apollo
Yeah.
got to come on the boat now. Is my messiness in vain? Absolutely no, of course
No,
not.
of course not.
Because we're gonna get this mess started off right. I like a, you know what? I don't like no mess, but I do admire a girl dedicated to it. How about that? Can't take it from her. So she FaceTime Apollo and said, "Where we at? We waiting on you." Phaedra says it's weird for him to have been invited in the first place. And Apollo begins to walk up, and surprise, surprise, he has his wife Shireen with him. Now, nobody is happier to see Apollo and Shireen than Miss Quad. Oh,
Quad.
Quad was happy.
She was excited.
He was.
Hello! Oh, Apollo and Shireen got me.
Not another wife. Oh yeah, come on, Shireen, come on. Yeah.
I say now, this is a setup. Sorry. They've been trying to set Phaedra up all season, and it's just like it's so obvious.
Yeah.
And don't count out when Simone was saying when she was with Jackie and Phaedra how they was trying to see if maybe we can get Shaq out on the boat. Tell them we got a weight limit. They was trying to get Phaedra on there by
herself. Yeah.
They was finna get.
I
Phaedra
missed that.
away.
Wait, explain what happened. I missed
Because
it.
when they was in the room talking, and she was telling Heavenly was telling them that she had invited Apollo. Simone was like, we just got to tell Shaq that hey
He said they did say that
on the boat.
We ain't got enough room.
We ain't got enough room.
So
They
the
want-
but I
biggest
didn't
person
clock
can't
why
come.
they would say that. So are you guys feeling like, let's just call it out. Let's call it out. Are you feeling like they gave Apollo the heads up that Shaq was there, so he brought Shireen? Is that why they may have said that?
I felt the other way around.
Okay.
I like the opposite. I felt like that's why Phaedra ended up bringing Shaq, because it got back to her that Shireen was coming with Apollo.
See what I think? I don't think Shireen was coming. I think her and Apollo was into it, and she said, "You got me fucked up. You think you finna go out there with Phaedra, and I'm not."
I still think Phaedra found out.
I think they intentionally. She was not coming, but something happened, and she was like, "You go, and
I still
don't
think
bring your
Phaedra
ass
found
back
out,
here."
and that's how Shaq ended up there, because Phaedra said, "Ho, y'all think y'all finna like do me in on this trip? I'm gonna do you one better." Yeah.
Okay, let me explain. So, hey, everybody on TikTok, we are going live right now. We're on our YouTube channel as well as our X channels. Excuse me. Reviewing the Married to Medicine episode from this past Sunday. It is a panel. You only see me, and that's because I don't know how to get the software from the software to the TikTok. So you see me, but I have a panel right now on No Chaser TV. It is me, Sammy, and Antonio. We're weighing in on the latest episode of what happened. We're on the boat. Apollo and Shireen have just entered the boat, and ain't nobody happier than Miss Quad to see them now. And I just was like, why Quad so damn? Threw me off a little bit, like Quad. Now, I will say this, and I think I said it to Jasmine, which is why I'm a little disappointed that she's not on the panel. But I said to Jasmine that if anybody felt may be allowed, in my opinion at least, to get their lick in on Phaedra, out of all those ladies, it probably, I guess, will be Quad, because Quad is going on a press tour and said that the lady tried to get her fired from the show, and the lady switched her flight from the go flying with her to the Napa last season and acted like she ain't know her and all that kind of stuff. So
Our Phaedra
okay.
did her last season now. We
But
did.
see, the only thing with Quad, I want her to be careful with that because what she's doing it to both Phaedra and Sweet Tea as the whole. Remember how y'all was with them ganging up on me? Now they getting y'all, and I'm gonna get. But you got to be careful, Quad, because it's gonna be you again soon. If this show keep going on.
Probably next
But at
season.
this point, at this point, I'm with it. Go ahead and embrace it while you can, because you know you up next sooner or later.
Well, the problem is, as soon as they leave, they're gonna turn right back to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In next season, they'll be right back, on her. Because I haven't
She
seen
better hope they get Mariah back.
one of Heavenly little videos where she was talking about, Toya and, she think Toya always be a part of the Fab Five. So I was like, okay, so Heavenly Jackie, Simone, Toya, and Quad, I guess. So Quad is like in the group now.
They've always said this though. Even after that Napa stuff happened, they was doing that Fab Five stuff until it aired, and then they fell out again. So
well, they say Quad
is it really Fab? Like
Quad got mad again, Sammy. Let's call it what it is.
Well, whatever happened, they want the Fab Five no more.
That was the fun. You know what it was? The Funky Four plus one more.
Basically.
That tickled me. I'm sorry. Hennessy needs to support No Chaser TV and sponsor us. Anyway, because Hennessy has been getting me together lately. I know they say Don Julio got all the additives and the preservatives. I don't know what's in this Hennessy, but I want one more. All right, so he walks up there. Quad is happy. And wow. Heavenly is gagged because she wasn't aware that Shireen was coming. Now, she told Phaedra about Apollo. I made a note because I did want to discuss this. She did tell Phaedra about Apollo. She never mentioned that she initially invited Shireen. And so I feel like omitting is lying. That's where I feel like. And so even though you invited him and you told him he told you that she wasn't coming, I think that if she would have told Phaedra that she also extended the invitation to Shireen, that's when Phaedra would have said, no, it's not okay that he comes. Mm-hmm. Because then I feel like in Phaedra's mind, I brought him to the reunion last season. Everybody knows Phaedra and Apollo from the Housewives. We film. This a business thing. It's TV. That's it. Let him get his little shine because he may need the little money or whatever it is, the day rate, so he can go on back to the insurance or whatever. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But I feel like if she would have said, I invited Apollo and Shireen said no, she probably would have said no to that. That's what I think. I don't know.
And Phaedra had already said at the reunion last year that she has no desire to have any type of relationship with Apollo's wife.
And you can't blame her.
Yeah.
You can't blame her.
I get it.
I don't blame her whatsoever.
That's why when it came to us, I was like, oh, y'all moving a little nasty, because I get like, okay, doing the whole Sweet Tea and Greg thing, that's one thing, but Phaedra and Apollo have children. And they just got to a point where they, are co-parenting and they're good with each other. Y'all willing to just tear that apart?
And I want to talk about not being married to Madison.
Wow. Huh.
But quick to just invite, it was just like, well, that was a little shit.
Yeah. That's why I feel like Phaedra got wind that Hulk Hogan was coming, and that's why she invited Shaq.
Hulk Hogan. Oh my God. Don't say that. I'm gonna cry because I actually did watch wrestling growing up. I was a Hulkamaniac and he done went out so sad, bro. Don't say the T word though, because we on TikTok, so don't say that.
What's the T word?
The new one. Don't say his name. But I'm so sad. I was a Hulkamaniac, bro. That hurt my feelings. To see how Hulk Hogan is going out, my feelings are hurt. Anyway,
you should have been watching WWF anyway versus WCW.
Well, no, I'm a little older, so I watched him. We got pictures of me as a kid in Hulkamania. Like when he was in the WWF, like the real Hulk Hogan, not the. I ain't like him when he was in WCW because he was, Hollywood. He was NWO. Anyway, we'll get on to all that. But we were talking about Phaedra knowing and Shireen and that stuff, right? Yeah. There was something you said, Antonio, and I wanted to reply to it because I thought it was good. And I forgot. I'm sorry. You mentioned Hulk Hogan.
He was just saying that if Phaedra knew that she was coming, she would have been like, no, don't bring them, because she didn't want to interact.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, I feel like that wholeheartedly. I think she was thinking TV mind. Oh, about the kids. I really think that's what's most disappointing, because now they're at the age where somebody in that school watches that show. And if it ain't the students, it's the teachers. Because let me tell y'all something. I I know some teachers that work with children who parents are in reality TV, and I hear stuff, and I would never repeat what I hear, but they talk, is what I'm saying.
Not even the teachers. Them boys at their own age where they got iPods and cell phones and they know how to
Oh my
use it.
God, you think they're watching us?
Hopefully,
I
and
hope
they
not, because I be tearing their mama ass up. I'm gonna give her some grace tonight though, but I hope not.
Yeah, historically, we have let Phaedra have it on this show. Historically.
But I just think that Phaedra knew, and she knew what was going on. Phaedra been around for a long time. She been on reality TV. She know how it worked. She knew what was going on. When Heavy did that, hey, I want to let you know I invited Apollo because I want y'all to show how y'all can you can coexist with your ex. And Phaedra like,
Let me
yeah.
call shit.
Her mind, she already knew. These hoes trying to set me up.
Because
I already know what it
heavily,
is.
you're not giving me a heads up, but you ain't telling me everything.
Why are you giving me a heads up in the first place? You're absolutely right. And so I don't even know if Phaedra knew, but Phaedra wanted her back up just in case. I don't know what's gonna pop off. Is it gonna be cool to come out of bag on me? But Shaq gonna be here regardless.
You see, every confession
makes sense.
Hey, I ain't got this. Ain't on me. I didn't have nothing to do with it. And Phaedra knew. Heavenly knew what she was trying to, what she was attempting to do in that moment is to, hey, I'm gonna give her a little bit, but I ain't gonna let her know where we trying to go with it. And Phaedra said, I got you.
Ever since she made that comment about them, bees like y'all, and then they was counting out the money and how she made the money. The man wanted his money back.
They've been on top of it. They've been on her head
ever since then. And she said, "Okay." I found it funny. I was a little confused when she was like, "Let's make it a secret." When she was telling Heavenly, like, "Don't tell nobody Apollo coming. Let's keep it a secret." Was she trying to like get her? Let me get my stuff in order too. Like
that's a good point, Sammy.
I was confused about why she wanted it to be a secret. But I was gonna say, Quad was the most excited, but when Quad said, "Anybody know Apollo and Shireen was coming?" You see, Heavenly was looking like, "Oh, Shireen too." She knew it was a show going on when she seen Shireen was coming too. She was looking. We finna get it going now.
That's when the mess has been blessed. Okay.
she Heavenly still didn't know how that show. She was still thinking like, yeah, we finna get Phaedra. They've been wanting to know what they needed to do to get Phaedra out of character and what make her upset and all this. All of them, I'm sure, was like, okay, yeah, she finna get upset about this because we finna bring Shireen in, we finna hug her and talk to her and everything. Yeah.
Let me ask y'all a question. Would Kenya Moore have done this if she were Heavenly? Is this a Kenya Moore move, or would Kenya not even do something like this?
Did she not bring the cookie lady?
Brought that cookie lady. She definitely.
Did she not bring the cookie lady? Hell yeah, Kenya would have done.
Yes, I ain't gonna lie. I would have brought the cookie lady too. And she said, "Do you know Paul?"
No, yeah. Come on. Kenya wouldn't have given a heads up that it was even gonna happen.
That's true.
They would have just been on the boat, and Kenya would have been saying, "Hey, hold up, some other people coming."
One of my
it would have been like
coming.
that time when Marlo got out when they was trying to close the doors. They was about to go to South Africa, and Nene said, "Hold on, somebody else getting out the car." And Marlo got out the car, and nobody knew Marlo was coming. It would have been just like that if Kenya would not have known nothing about it, and it would have been like.
And Kenya would have had the biggest smile on her face the whole time.
She would have been doing that little evil laugh that she do.
I would have loved it.
And then if Apollo and Phaedra started getting along, she would have put Apollo, Phaedra, and Shireen right off the boat. You're getting off my boat. Off my boat. Like she put Shami off the boat. Well, she put Shami off the boat and sit in a catamaran, or whatever they call it thing. All right, so okay. I done skipped a little head. All right, let me go on back. All right. So that happens. The group gets on the boat. Heavenly FaceTimes Apollo. Quad is happy. Okay, boom. All right, there we go. Phaedra says, Phaedra says the big bad line. I can't even get it out. The big bad linebacker was Apollo's mistress, aka Shireen, while she was pregnant with Mr. President. So that means that does track because all of that happened. The divorce, well, not the divorce, she was filing for divorce, and Apollo went to jail in season 7. So yeah, it would predate back to at least 2013.
And the
10
lady,
years.
it was
Yes.
a restaurant that time that she was around more than
She even said it herself. That's why I'm with
She
Faye.
knew she was the side, at that point, and she was
But
okay with it. She thought she had
it
a prize.
it gagged me, you guys, because I'm like, dang, that was season 6. Like that was when he was messing with her allegedly, according to Phaedra. That is like when Housewives of Atlanta, excuse me, Antonio, I don't know how long you've been in the city that we both have well, I used to reside in. I don't want to put your business out. We on
Mhm.
TikTok and we on YouTube and X. I don't want to put your business out, but it was appointment viewing back then. Like I would do Sunday fun day, church, maybe brunch and all that stuff. Go home,
Go home
get
to watch.
changed, watch Housewives, and then go to the club.
Yeah,
Uh, but that's how it went, right?
it is.
So that's how far back that goes. Like I was kind of mind blown. Like wow,
Yeah.
Anyway, um, so she was Apollo's alleged mistress when Phaedra was pregnant with Mr. President. Quad wonders how it feels to have an ex-husband and his new wife around. Now, is that rubbing salt in the wound, or like is she skinning and grinning? What y'all think about Quad?
I think with that, to me, that was misdirected, honestly, because Phaedra didn't bring that lady in. Phaedra
She
was
was
getting
friendly
brought,
with them.
so I think that is something that she really needs to direct at Dr. G's actual friends on the cast on the women's side, which is Simone. Him and Heavenly, I don't think really have a relationship, but him and Damon does. And with Jackie's husband, I'm surprised he there. He probably tried to get the boat and take
You
him
know why he there.
on down to the Dominican Republic. But yeah, so I think that was, I get what Quad is saying, like, oh, okay, so is everybody gonna be okay with it? But that, to me, Phaedra didn't do that. She didn't bring that lady. She didn't bring Letitia nor Greg in. Those were her Fab Five, her other people within the Fab Five group
That
that
were responsible.
on that.
And
Yeah.
before I give it to you, Sammy, Antonio, I have a really good addendum to that because, as you mentioned, the Fab Five is who were the other four of the Fab Five. The Funky Four plus one more brought them in. And my thing about that is Phaedra met Quad through Greg. So if we're going to go based solely off of what's loyal and what ain't, her loyalty, if you're a type of person that believes that your loyalty lies somewhere with people, her loyalty would lie with Greg. Like she met Quad through Greg. She knew Greg first. And what she did was still after the dissolution of that marriage, still be cool with both of them, not pick sides, you know what I'm saying, and be a friend to both. So I don't understand why Quad would kind of request that loyalty from someone who, if we're looking at what loyalty is, probably could have cut Quad off after the divorce. You get what I'm saying, Sammy? Or maybe you don't, but Sammy.
I get it, but I don't even understand what we talking about loyalty as if it's synonymous with anything Phaedra related. I do think I can see what you're saying that her.
You ain't got to chop my little point up like that, Diva. I'm just saying.
No, I'm just saying that I think Quad making the mention of how does it feel to have the ex-wife around. Yeah, that probably was misdirected, but I think Quad is still on her whole vengeance get back regarding them saying that Phaedra was at that meeting with them trying to get her kicked off the show, whatever the case may be. But but regarding like Apollo and them coming, I'm with Phaedra this whole round. I feel the same thing. Like Apollo's one thing, but his mistress, the girl that he was with while I was pregnant with our child, don't bring her around me. So she did much better than I expected her to do.
Okay. All right. Shireen hugs Shaq, and Simone walks over to Shaq and says, Shireen and says, "This is Phaedra's date. If you didn't know." So lame, bro.
That was her first strike with me. Well, her second, I should say.
Simone, the one always mess up the plan. We
Too
being
excited.
sneak, like if we could get away with us looking like we did not know, or we weren't trying to be messy. Here goes Simone, leading her right to the. You get what I'm saying? Like,
but you know who said back and did? You know who said back and did say a word though?
Heavenly.
Jackie.
Heavenly didn't either, though, I'm thinking.
Jackie and Heavenly sat back and watched.
She was the first one to run up on the boat.
Oh, was? Oh, okay.
I feel like that's why Jackie really the mastermind, and she let Heavenly be the spokesperson.
We all know that.
She could be the representative. You go ahead and do it, but this the play we finna run. That's the coach.
Jackie is
And
the Vanderpump.
Jackie said she didn't know nothing about that when they told her in that room. She said, I think this is a bad idea. Jackie made sure she put it out there. I don't think this is
This
good.
time.
Maybe this time is right. Because even when Shereen came, she looked at Curtis and said, what the hell is going on?
But Curtis was looking nervous. Like,
what the hell is going on?
they ain't gonna bring that woman from Hilton Head up here.
You know what they nervous. They thought that lady from the airport was going to come
Exactly.
up with they thought she was going to come
Curtis
up
said,
with
they not
that.
finna
can
bring
I
that
say
from
to
Hilton Head.
y'all
Huh?
how crazy that is that Curtis was dogging Dr. Jackie out to that degree that he walked plane through one of the busiest airports in the world with his mistress and didn't think he was gonna get caught
And sat down and had a meal.
and had a meal and looked into the camera when he got caught. She ain't going nowhere. I would have left him
Curtis
off of that.
he was her first and gonna be her last. Yeah.
He must have a
Ding-a-ling-a go.
That's why
of gold,
that
of
heavy
gold.
Oh.
Go ahead, Sam.
No, I was saying that y'all think that's why he walked like that with that limp.
Oh, it's got to walk with a limp because it's heavy. Hey. But that face is heavy too, Diva, and I can't do it. They got to look at you sometimes.
Jackie must got a good insurance policy on him. She said she's gonna ride it out. At this point, I'm already ride it out.
I never thought that.
What else is making you say the man ain't never home? He never supported you the way he should. He didn't cheat on you in front of the whole damn world and made you think it was your fault. Like, she got to have a good policy. So she like, I'm just gonna hang on in there until I get the policy.
Maybe she learned how to bake a sweet potato pie, Sammy.
Well, she said she can't cook. Tell Heavenly to make it.
A sweet potato pie.
But you say Heavenly look like she can cook.
Heavenly, she looked like she could know what to put in that pie to get that insurance policy.
Would you eat out of Heavenly house?
I would not do. Heavenly couldn't be in my mouth with a certified dental degree. She could not do nothing with me. And I believe she's good at her job. I just don't trust her because of her person. That's like I wouldn't let Dr. G be my psychiatrist. Like hell no.
Can I say something, y'all? Okay, I'm going to tell y'all some of my business, Sammy. Because guess what?
She was your dentist before.
She was never my dentist, but when I was trying to go on a leave of absence and get an extended leave of absence paid, right? Okay, so if I'm just, I don't know if it's gone now, Chad. That's years ago. A long time ago. It's not recent. It was a very long time ago.
Okay.
My friend was like, "What you need to do is tell them that you be having, thought." I don't want to make light of that. So you don't need to know all that.
Let's keep
But
on.
We're talking about this.
I get what you're at.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I
That's the
saw
thing to
Dr.
do.
Grant. I saw Dr. G while I was there. I said, "Oh, I said, "Oh, wait, no, I'm supposed to be sad." We'll talk later, y'all. Okay. Ooh, make sure that you guys like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. So many of you guys are in here. We appreciate that. It's a lot. Like it says 1.2K.
I got a question, Chase.
TikTok. I don't know how that works. So hey, y'all. What's up, Sammy?
You did say you went to that doctor. Did you get what you was looking for? Did it work? Did you get your extended leave of absence?
I did. That's why I was trying to give the people the information. They passed on it, but I knew what I was talking about.
All right.
No.
I guess he's good for something.
God.
Oh no, I didn't see G. I saw a different doctor. I didn't see G.
Oh.
I don't think I wanted to see G. I think I did what I was supposed to do. I did it right.
You did.
G is like at a level like if you seeing him, So I did what I was told to do. I just ran the play and I executed it, and I had the information that the people needed. But that's all I got for y'all. All right. Okay. Shaq, someone walk over to Shaq and say, I mean not Shaq, but that lady, what's her name? Sharina says, "Child, Shaq here with Phaedra." Now, okay, there we go. Shireen hugs Shaq, and Simone says that and does a big one. Now, I wrote down. She says she doesn't know him, but apparently Czech gets around. I don't know what part that is. We'll just skip that. I don't know. Sorry, you guys.
That was in the right before the whole. That's what started the Heavenly and T getting into it.
Well, you know what? I may have put that in the wrong area, so I'm sorry. But we'll remember to get to that. The group toast and check says that the goal is to have intercourse 15 times a week while he hugging up on Apollo. I mean, oh, not Apollo. Oh, I would have loved to see that though. While he, why, why he
Is
hugging
that
up?
on Peacock? Is that the Peacock version?
That's the uncensored. Ooh,
Emphasis on the cop.
and we not talking about Greg, so we not emphasizing the P. Um, Yes, the group toast and check says to have intercourse 15 times a week is the goal. Quad then speaks with Apollo on the side,
Ooh.
and she finds out that Apollo and Check are real friends, and it's not cool, according to Apollo. Heavenly says that she wouldn't do no stuff like this. Had she known how close they were. Now, I would have did nothing like this now. Now, I do stuff, but I don't do this. Do we believe that Quad was being messy? Do we believe that Heavenly wouldn't do no mess like this? I ask you, is it a coincidence? Let me know.
No, we don't believe that. We know Heavenly would definitely. Heavenly is for the show. So whatever it feels like she needs to do on the show to make it entertaining or whatever, she is willing to do it. You know, I don't know where she would draw the line. So I definitely wouldn't say, oh, she wouldn't do that, knowing that Shek and Apollo know each other. Was Quad being messy? Yes. Because she like when he said that about to have the sex, all that, she's like, he didn't have to say that, and stuff like, so it was like, you didn't have to emphasize that. Like, are you and Apollo friends like that? I think on a lot of these shows, but speaking specifically about this scene where I didn't get that they were close. I get that, oh, they see each other out from time to time. They dap it up, hug, they, shoot the shit. To me, it was given like maybe Shek had knows, or maybe had a dealing possibly with somebody that Shireen knows. And that's kind of how we got to he comes to the house for Thanksgiving sometimes and stuff like that. So that's I don't think that they are like bestie bros like the other guys in the group or anything like that. I think it's they both out in the streets. They both might be for the streets possibly. And while they out in the streets doing their thing, they see each other and they communicate from time to time. That's about it. That's what I get.
Well, see, I don't know, because Apollo said when he was talking to Quad, he said she was like, "That's your boy," and he was like, "We together every week." So
at the strip club.
I mean, but and then he had y'all house too for the holidays. Y'all got some.
But Apollo ain't been out for that many holidays.
Well, he said he told Phaedra. He said he told Phaedra, "That's my boy. I don't think this is a good fit." But so I mean, I think they have some type of bond. It's probably not as deep, but I guess it's close enough for him to feel like Shek and Phaedra shouldn't be messing around. But sir, you don't get that call.
You don't get to dictate that. Obviously, Shek don't feel like that, because if he did, he wouldn't have did it.
Yeah, but I mean, Apollo, you don't get that call when you stepped out on your wife and you lost that privilege.
Well,
say so to whatever the lady got going on.
Let me say this: we're almost done with the episode. Actually, you guys, make sure, because I looked in the group chat on YouTube. On YouTube, there is about almost 65 to 70 you guys in there.
74.
What'd you say, friend?
74.
74 you guys in the group chat. We only have 22 likes. So let me explain this to y'all. We are less than 30 people away from being monetized at 1,000 subscribers. Our 1-year anniversary is in March. It would really be wonderful if you bless the channel and the panel with a subscription in order to get us to that goal, as well as, if there are so many of you guys in the group chat, make sure you hit the like button so it keeps us in the algorithm, so someone who does like the channel enough will subscribe to it and see our videos. We greatly appreciate all of your support. And we're going to open the phone lines in just a little bit so you guys can get your comments in, because we got like 2 big scenes and boom, that's it. However, on TikTok, hey y'all, it's 1.7K of you guys that have watched us, and so we appreciate that. Y'all sent badges. Thank you for the badge. I don't know how to do it. If you send a pizza, yum yum yum. Thank you for the pizza. Am I supposed to do stuff like that? I don't know. But thank y'all for watching. It's a 10K week. We are grossed over a cumulatively through the network of Notation TV, which is Facebook, Twitter, X, all of that stuff. Over 10,000 followers and subscribers. And so that's just something that I didn't think was possible, but it's becoming possible. We got a TikTok over 1.2 million views from this particular episode. We're going to get into that scene in a few moments. So y'all have really been showing us love. Let's go ahead and keep the love train going, because that's the way it goes on Love's Train. And hey, everybody over there on X, how y'all doing? All right. Phaedra says that she didn't know Chet was close friends with Apollo and refuses to answer if it was a good idea to bring Chet. T and King take a shot of Don Julio and agree that it is not their fight. Simone says this is the only island with 8 black physicians. Y'all, this Black History Month, y'all. 8 black physicians, a lawyer, and a bunch of husbands. Do they take care of them bunch of husbands? That made me holler. And a bunch of, because what is Curtis doing? What's his job?
He goes to the Dominican Republic.
So is he even a bunch of husbands?
He was in it.
Okay, all right.
He was grouped in.
All right. Stephen introduces himself to Apollo, and Apollo asks Apollo, how he knows the group or how he's integrated into the group, because you don't let no doctor and you definitely ain't no potentate. So how are you affiliated with this group? Because I actually don't watch the show because he be busy watching me. And Apollo says, well, I know Quad and I know Jack and I know everybody else, and fails to mention that he is actually the ex-husband of Dr. Phaedra. I said Dr. Phaedra because she's a doctor. And that's why she's on the show, Sammy. So you can hang that theory up.
All right, Reiki Master.
I was talking about the hair doctor.
Oh. Her PhD probably more. Yeah.
Anyway, Curtis says there's no secrets on this island. And I said, I know he lied. What? You the secret, Curtis? Any quick thoughts on those rapid scenes before we get into the 2 big ones?
No.
Okay, all right. Okay, they want to have a push-up contest, and Eugene says no. And he surely gives a toast, and Greg, after the toast, comes over and says that he didn't really give King a warm welcome, but he means no disrespect. She being quiet, was speaking on his current marriage, and he told her she talked too effing much. King says, now wait a minute now, because I ain't hear you say that. So what you mean she talked too much? And Scott says, oh Lord, y'all need to let this go. And King says,
nah, no. Bitch.
We ain't letting that go. What you say, Antonio?
King said, nah, bitch.
Wait a minute, Toya Mariah over there fighting right now. Absolutely not.
Did Scott put his blunt down too? I guess Scott said,
he was like, man, y'all finna blow my high.
They finna blow my high. I might as well stop smoking right now. Hell.
Yeah, Scott said they finna blow my high. Let me go on and cover this blunt up. Eugene was so like, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Somebody help me. That's what
he was trying to end it, but I guess he said
he couldn't help it.
We in too deep at this point.
I love to see them get drunk and high, man.
They were so drunk and messed up and discombobulated. That's a good word for it. King says, well, he ain't letting that go. And he feels like he is now offended and Dr. G needs to apologize. Eugene, I wrote Eugene scary ass. Eugene scary ass tries to squash it, but he was stuttering worse than Cynthia Bailey at the Mr. Chocolate dinner with Phaedra. And Cecil said, move, I'll be king, I'll do it. Y'all need to stop this mess because Quad was in her feelings last night.
Man.
That's what Cecil said.
God.
Now, Greg gets up and walks over to King and says if he knew King, he would have addressed him directly, but he does not know him, and he hopes he's ready to stand up in that paint for it. King says he will definitely stand up for it, and they're cool, but he still feels that Greg needs to apologize to Quad. We cut the Phaedra fucking check in front of Apollo. Phaedra say,
I see what is going on. I said, Phaedra playing the game, baby.
She was adding some stank on
She's
that.
Playing the game.
She said, this how you do it, Quad.
Man, man.
What
She
do y'all think about? Y'all want to talk about that, or do y'all want to just continue?
No, I thought it was lovely. I was like, what is it was great. And then you got Apollo over there trying to act like he ain't looking. Meanwhile, his blood boiling. He
boiling. Apollo had
Greg
turned
did better than him trying to hide his his frustration. Because Apollo went right over there to her. Now we finna talk about this. we finna talk about this shit here.
Okay.
Went over there to check, and Phaedra.
And meanwhile, the girls, they all in the water just laughing and giggling, egging the shit out. I know they finna cause all kind of shit.
They done caused a lot. You're right, you guys, because the girls
They
are
knew
in
they
the water.
had caused it. They just thought Phaedra was gonna
They thought it was gonna be on Phaedra. Yep.
They thought they had one. They thought they had got the story for the. And what did Lisa really say? And there goes our effing storyline. That's what they thought they had, because the girls are in the water. And Shireen says that Shaq is for everybody, and is everybody's man in Atlanta. Sweet Tea says, well, I don't even think it's like that, because I think they just chilling, like it's not even that serious. Shireen says, I don't need any help. Okay. Because
she did. Really give us you do, girl.
Wait a minute, because Shireen talked to Sweet Tea like she thinks she look better than Sweet Tea. That's not what I got from. Girl, you're not even cute enough to talk to me like that, and you're making a little sense tonight. No, ma'am, stop it. So Shireen says nobody gives a shit. It's just messy. So if you're commenting on it, do you care or do you not? I don't know. Toya says that Shet comes over I heard that Shet comes over to Apollo and Shireen's for Thanksgiving. When did they find all that out?
Shireen was telling them all that stuff. She was like, he come to our house, he be doing this.
But Toya said specifically Thanksgiving, which to me gives like they had been kind of talking prior to getting in that water, and they're like, oh yeah, no, they are cool because he be coming over for like holidays and stuff. That's why I think that shit was fucking.
But that's what Shireen said. She told him, yeah, it was she was.
I do. I think that he was seeing somebody in her family. I do.
Did you Well, let me ask.
I heard her for so many, because you get like she coming here and she getting with the girls and she gossiping and giving all this. She thinking she turning the party, thinking she just making a scene and she making a moment. You are a side piece that got lucky. I don't even know if we want to call it lucky. You was dealing with this man who was going to go to federal prison. He was bored. His wife was sick of his ass. She was ready for him to go. So he turned to you. You kept him company while he was there. He got out and married your ass. And now look at you. Like you did all that there in that dirty ass water and that look. And that's like, it was so. I cannot stand an individual like that. Like, and you know, I'm no favorite fan, but you sitting in front of her and her girls, and you trying to be cute and make it seem like she with this man for the streets. You saying for the streets, he be with your husband. Your husband
in the streets
together every damn week.
Read.
You was with a married man who had a pregnant wife who was with you, and you talk about somebody for the streets. That is the epitome of for the streets. Like Shireen, she's not even a beautiful woman to be up there carrying like that. Call a woman not beautiful, but you're not giving what you think you're giving to be trying to give all this. And I'm glad that Phaedra told her what she did when they got to that, because it was just so ugh. It was just ugh.
My God, today. Well, all right. Well then, I have an editor's note in here because just to make it clear, in case anyone was wondering if Shireen was referring to that there may have been possibly a relationship between Shireen and Shaq, because that was what it was alluded to on camera. Shireen has officially filed for divorce as of last week from Apollo Nida. You remember here, we broke our exclusive on Shireen and Apollo Nida last, almost a year now, last March, we broke that exclusive. And it was exclusive because it was exclusive, trust me. I won't say why, but it was. And so the editor's note that I have in this portion is Shireen's divorce filing. She accuses Apollo of cheating and abandonment and saying Apollo had not been around for nearly a year before the divorce was filed. So, and they were he had not been around for nearly a year, but they had also been separated as well. So I was wondering what Thanksgiving it was Shireen could have possibly been talking about, because Apollo had not been out that long. Catch. Now, Shireen says Shaq is like family, and Shaq comes over and asks Toya, and Toya asks, excuse me, how Shaq knows Shireen. Shaq says, "Tain't nobody's business." And Phaedra comes over, and Qua asks Shaq if he told Apollo about him and Phaedra. Simone says, would it be awkward, excuse me, if he was a stepdad to Apollo's kids? And again, Dr. Simone lame, because they clearly just established that it's not even given that.
That was tacky as hell to say.
So tacky.
Because if somebody would have asked her that about Tammy, she probably would have broke down. Like that was so nasty. I was like, Simone, that was disgusting to say. And I wonder if Phaedra even heard that.
I don't think she heard it. She would have got with her. Okay, you guys.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. You were saying?
I was gonna say when you like, especially in that kind of way, speaking on somebody's kids, it's like you asking for, you asking.
You asked for.
Because you didn't like, she like, oh, her kids are intelligent, her kids are smart. She was like, yeah, be the stepdad to Apollo's. I don't know.
And she said it laughing while she's saying it, and Toya laughing. I'm like, y'all, this is nasty.
Hey, you guys. We actually had a super chat and we did not read it. You guys, the comments, we normally read them. I don't know if we got the best eyes, so
I got my iPad today.
Okay, don't charge it. We love y'all, so thank you. But we did get a super chat from Zeta, so thank you so much, Zeta. We love you. Over here, Zeta says, "Hello, handsome fellas. Let's get into the tea. Hashtag drinks on me." Thank you so much, Zeta. We have people who champion and support this channel like Zeta financially. SD Mac is someone who always financially contributes to the financial well-being of the channel. It does not go unnoticed. We thank you so much. We're going to have them cocktails, but let me tell y'all something about it. YouTube take forever to get it to the people. So once we get it to the people, I'm going to distribute it to them, and we're going to have a cocktail on it, and we're going to, what we're going to do, y'all? I'm going to make sure with this super chat that Zeta sent us, once we get it, I'm gonna send it to everybody. We're gonna go ahead and go somewhere and buy a shot, take a selfie or whatever, or do a little video together, and we're gonna send it. We're gonna post it. Is that fair?
I'm buying mine. I'm using mine to buy some Rick Owens sneakers.
Okay, never mind. I can't make people do what they want to do with their money, though, Zeta.
So you send it. Julio.
No additives, no preservatives. We have now 36 likes, and it's over 80 of you, almost 70 of you guys in the group chat. So that means we need to get 40 more. Let's go. Let's get to the 40. We on TikTok. We got almost 2,000 on TikTok. Damn. Thank y'all. All right. Anywho, Phaedra says that they should welcome her and whoever she is with into this group with open arms. And that's why she called them bitches like y'all. Because they don't do that. Check. Well, go ahead.
I live for that.
I live like that too.
She brought it full circle.
Yeah.
Guess what? She was welcoming to everybody. She welcomed everybody. She kind of betrayed Quad a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Don't see no shade, but I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, she was still open to it. I don't know at this point. Okay. Chet asked Apollo if he told him, and Apollo says, "You told me about speed dating, but nothing else." Apollo then denies that Chet said anything about a date. Apollo says that he knew that they matched, and that was it. And then Chet says, "Well, why I got to tell you everything?" Now, wait a minute, Chet. You just sat there and was making like you told him and you were completely transparent. Then when he says he knows nothing, why I got to tell you all my business? Which one is it? That just kind of threw me off, you guys.
Not me.
Not okay. All right. It threw me off because if you're trying to like make me remember that you told me something you didn't, I'm telling you I don't remember it, and now you're saying, "Well, I ain't got to tell you nothing." No way. Then what are we doing here anyway? If you're not tell me nothing, but you're trying to make me remember something that you clearly didn't tell me, so now you gaslighting me. That's
what he was trying to tell him. What he was trying to say was, yes, you knew that I was dating Phaedra. You knew we matched. Now, whatever happened after that, I ain't have to tell you.
It's not your business. Say that though, because he said I told you I was going on a date with Phaedra, and Apollo said no, you didn't.
No, he said I didn't hear that part. No, he said you told me you matched, but you didn't say anything after that. And he was like, "What I got to tell you?"
What I got to tell you that for?
Clearly, if we
but
matched,
he got to that. Before that, he said, "I told you that me and Phaedra were going on a date." He said no.
I didn't hear that part.
We'll go back and watch it and verify it. Next review, we'll clarify. How about that? He says that he doesn't have to tell Apollo everything, which I do agree with, but don't line a question it up as if you did it when you didn't. That's the only thing I thought. Apollo says they both know what they're doing and it's foul. Heavenly says that Phaedra knows what she's doing, trying to piss Apollo off, and came to play in Apollo's face. And that is classic Phaedra. Phaedra says she doesn't know why it matters so much to Apollo because they are married. Shireen chimes in and says, Apollo don't give a fuck about what you think. Uh-oh. Look at the ad? Okay, well, I'm sorry, you guys. Wait a minute.
What's going on?
TikTok. Okay, there we go.
You got kicked off for cussing?
No, I think it's okay, there we go. All right, I just wanted to verify that I was here. All right, you guys. Sorry. No, not that. It was like if I guess if you don't touch a screen or do something for a while, it do like something to verify that you're still here. All right. Apollo chimes in. Excuse me. Shireen chimes in. Apollo. It says Apollo don't give a fuck about you, and you don't matter or whatever she says. And then let me get right. I want to get it right. Don't give a fuck about you. Okay. And then Shireen adds that she told Apollo about Faye Faye. Faye just says, wait a minute, boo, my name ain't Faye Faye. Big body, bad built bitch. And I wrote that. Ooh, excuse me. So she says that to Shireen, and then Phaedra walks off with check. Now another note, as broken here on No Chaser TV, Apollo went to jail for alleged family violence against Shireen last March in a domestic dispute. So when Shireen says Apollo doesn't give a F about Phaedra, does he really give a F about Shireen? I want to make sure I put that out there. PT asks at this moment, well, who invited Shireen? Heavenly says, I did. And then T asks, well, what was the reasoning behind inviting Shireen? And Heavenly says, none of your fucking business. And T says, T says, to watch who you talking to, because Phaedra is her business and she's her friend. And if it was Jackie, it would be Heavenly's business because that's her friend. And I said, God damn it, a broken clock is right twice a day. And that's the first time she was right. Well, the second time she was right. She's absolutely right in this situation, because if it were Jackie, Heavenly would be all on top of her like she was last season when Sweet Tea cussed Jackie out at Hilton Head. So Heavenly says, can you stop talking to me? And T says, can you stop fucking talking to me, bitch? And then they're going back and forth. The tension is thick. Heavenly calls T a big mamba mouth boot, a big mamba boot mouth bitch. And T calls Heavenly a big razorback bitch. Excuse me, a big razor big back. That's what I wrote down specifically what she said. She called her a big razor big back. So from there, Heavenly says that T needs to talk to her man. So Heavenly has now brought Dr. Greg into it again. And T steps forward. As T steps forward, Heavenly tries to stand up and falls back into the water. And you can hear T in the background saying, that's right. Oh God, that took me, that's right. And so from there, they get to cussing each other out. And T was then removed. Quad urges T to talk to her husband and calm down. And Simone says T is absolutely out of control. And Toya says, ew. I asked the people, what? I know Toya ain't talking. Did she not shove a biscuit in her husband's mouth? That's ill to me. What y'all think about it? Give it to the people. Matter of fact, before y'all give it to the people, let's go ahead and break the whole thing down. Because as this is happening, you guys, all hell is breaking loose between that couple. King looks at that chaos and says, this is the perfect time to talk to Greg while I have no one around. I don't care if y'all on King's side or not. When I rewatched that and saw that, King wrong. Anyway, we'll get into it. King says that during the chaos, this is the perfect time to talk to Dr. G and have him apologize to Quad. All right. King says he's going to let that happen. The stuff that happened last night slide. Greg says, Greg says, okay. He was scared. He was scared. Okay. King says he doesn't want him to say nothing else to Quad and to talk to him if he has an issue. Greg says, you want me to say nothing to her, but she can say whatever she wants to say to me. Tell her not to say anything to me. King says, you can say whatever she wants. She can say whatever she wants to you. And if she says something to you, you talk to me. Greg says that's absolutely not fair, and you only know her side of the past. And King will soon find out. King says Greg doesn't want to find out. So Greg says he's a doctor, and he doesn't have to have time to fight anybody. He wants King to sweep Quad off her feet as far as he can and get her the hell away from him. Then the man come over, and Greg says, who you talking to, bruh? Because now the man over, he said, who you talking to, bruh? Who you talking to, bro? I'm from 54th and Crenshaw. I'm from 54th and Crenshaw. You don't know me. Who you talking to? And then While he doing that, he figured King. He said, I figured you would like that because your girl like that. I knew you was going to be like that because your girl like that. So all this is happening, and while Greg is over there doing all that air hustling and talking, King steady taking off that shirt. And then guess what Queen King say, Sammy?
I will fuck you
I'm
up.
finna hit her. And he's over.
I'm finna hit her.
They were separating. They were trying to separate the two. Baby, Quad took off like it was Baywatch. King took off like it was Baywatch. And Sweet Tea took off as fast as she could. And they was going to race and break up the fight. And we're going to see what happened next week. Go ahead and give it to me. Open the phone lines. What the hell y'all think about that mess?
You know what? That was a lot. It was a lot. It was a
lot.
Even thinking about it. But I will say, I'm on everybody's side at this point because it was so much for me because I got everybody's point of view going at it with when you go bringing it back to Heavenly and Letitia when Letitia asked her like, what was your purpose of bringing them? I get Heavenly saying, girl, shut the fuck up. Don't even question me. I don't like you. You don't like me. We not even gonna do this. So I got what Heavenly was going at with, don't ask me nothing. Don't question me. And I also felt what Letitia was, it was odd that she was questioning why are you doing this, why are you bringing them. Like Heavenly bought Apollo and Shireen for the same reason she bought you and Greg. Like she wanted chaos. She wanted a TV show to go. But it's mighty funny that she understood it then, but she didn't understand it when it was happening now with other people. But I agree with her also questioning it because Phaedra's her friend, just like when Heavenly had an issue with Simone for doing the Hilton Head stuff, just like she had an issue with Sweet Tea when she called Jackie out her name. So I got that. When you take it back across back to the sand with the fellas, I don't know. Initially, I thought that they were going to end. Well, I knew they weren't going to end well because of the previews, but I was thinking, like, how did we get to y'all being into it? But I think it started when Greg mentioned that he did tell Quad that she had a big mouth. That was one thing. But then when you go up to the man and you tell him, I would have addressed you, and I hope that when I address you, that you would defend her. So at this point, you're telling him that you hope he has Quad back after you just told him that you talk crazy to her. So were you not expecting him to defend her in that moment? So I get where at this point, when they were talking and doing the whole, she could say whatever she want to say. King was mad. He wasn't trying to hear that. But I was with Greg too. I'm not going to let her say shit to me, and I'm not going to respond. That just makes no sense. So like I said, I was on everybody's side. But for Greg to be mentioned, like tossing out, are you going to find out? And I know that's how you are because that's how she was. Like, you was with her once, and for you to be saying somebody's going to find out about an ex's character, you can't. That's not probably the best thing for you to be saying. We just saw you show your same self a couple of weeks ago when you was in that room cussing out Letitia. Hell, you was cussing out on the beach. So it was a lot going on. I do think that as far as Quad having an apology, and I was with Greg when he said there could be some responsibility on both sides. Even though Quad wasn't talking crazy about his marriage and she was endorsing it as he says, I can understand him not wanting to hear that from her, even though she wasn't attacking him with it or cussing him out. That didn't start until he told her she had a big fucking mouth. But I do think that he could have apologized, and Quad could probably give him, an apology to him as well. But I definitely do think that when it came to that, I don't see any issue with Greg with Greg offering an apology. Now he might not do it because of the way he was addressed about it from King, that I can get to, but hell, he gonna have to do some more of them 25 Letitias. He gonna need a couple of more if he think he gonna be able to take on King. But I don't know. I'm with it because between Letitia, Greg, and Quad, I want to see them do a track meet. I want to see who's gonna win because them motherfuckers was running through that sand, baby.
Yeah,
they was moving.
Antonio,
yeah. You know what I said when when I seen them run, I was like, these old motherfuckers can run.
They are moving, man.
These Quad, Letitia, the way she worked, like I was like, okay, these people can run. But going back, I'm gonna start with the fellas first. When Greg started talking, that's why I said I'm glad I was able to go back and rewatch today, because initially I was like, yeah, King wrong, so on and so forth. But going back and watching, and Greg saying that he told her to shut her fucking, or her mouth is too fucking big or something like that. King said, "Oh, I didn't hear that," which was odd to me, being that they was like smack dab, right there next to each other. But hey, I don't know how loud Greg said it when he actually said it. So I think in that moment I understood, because it's like, you now gonna tell me that you disrespected your ex-wife, which is now my girlfriend. I don't even see why Greg needed to even say that. or anything like that. So when it first started, because of course we had seen the previews, I thought, okay, this could have been a good situation. But of course, as we stated earlier, that Don Julio make you act a foolio. And you can see the Hulk in that moment. You can see the Hulk. You know how like the on the shows how the Hulk, how he's
Yeah.
kind of rise up and you can see him turning into the Hulk. You could see steam coming off of King in that moment when I rewatched it. I said you could tell that he really got mad, and that's why he told Scott, "Nah, bitch, I ain't letting this go." But he had to put a pin in it at that time because I guess other stuff started to pop off. Now the initial, conversation, I don't necessarily think Greg was scared, but I also don't think that Greg wanted to fight. Because just me, my personal opinion, I definitely think Dr. G was gonna lose. But I think he would have tried his best to, hang in there and fight back and stuff. But he stood there face to face, out of chin with King in that moment because they want because Greg a little shorter. And he said what he needed to say. I think that King was already heated, and in that moment, with stuff already going on, I don't think that was a good time to talk, even though he felt it was. And when it started to go with the, oh well, you'll see, and because King was like, okay, well, tell me your side. He was, oh well, you'll see, and then it was, your girl, and that's the type of person you are. It was, that's kind of when it went left for them. In regards to, so I do understand both sides, so I can agree with Sammy in that point. But going back to like Heavenly, that lady is a part of the group because you all, meaning that lady, meaning Letitia, you all decided that you wanted to invite her into this circle and to be a part of this circle for whatever reason. That's why she's there, and that's why she is talking to you. In that moment, I think Letitia had the right to say, because if it was somebody else, some of the other girls would have said the same thing. Well, who invited this person? Why are you even here? Because it made no sense for them to be there, because the whole point was, oh, I want y'all to show people how you can coexist with your ex. There was never any type of conversation surrounding how well they're getting along or nothing like that we saw anyway. So it did make me laugh when Heavenly tried to jump up as she was sitting there recording with her phone up, and that's why I'm glad the phone went all the way into the water, and I hope that she had to buy a new one. But and it was, when Letitia called it a razorback, she was calling Heavenly a hog in that moment, because Heavenly,
yes, I was going to ask you for the definition because you know it.
Yeah, she was calling Heavenly a hog, like like the Arkansas Razorbacks. Heard of that college team and stuff like that. But yeah, she was calling Heavenly a hog, or like a wild boar, or something like that. That's what she was calling her. And I think rightfully so, because Heavenly at that moment had tried to insult her, and that's why they also grabbed Letitia. I think those people know that Letitia, she might do a little something, if she, feel like she needs to. And that's why people started to grab her. Even, Shireen and her back, got up and started pushing Letitia back.
Why you say Shireen and her back?
Because
that back is a separate person in its own.
Are you trying to say that lady got scoliosis?
No, I'm trying to say the back is wide as that double-sided refrigerator I'm looking at. It's wider than all our backs put together. All these squares. That's what I'm trying to say. I think that it was nasty work for Simone to, like I said, bring up the kids and stuff like that. I get it, y'all want a little laugh and throw you a little shade, but keep that out of it, because she don't want anybody talking about
her own children
in that dirty ass house they keep.
So, and and they really thought in this moment that they were gonna get a rise out of Phaedra, and they kind of did, as she cussed Shireen out, and rightfully so. But they thought they were going to get even more of a rise out of her, with Apollo being there and stuff like that. But to me, it only showed how pressed Apollo is in this situation. And Shireen shouldn't have filed for divorce last week. She should have filed for it when they got back
home
with Atlanta. That's when she should have did it, because why, as Phaedra said, why everybody I talk to, you try to come and chase him away, or you got an issue with it. He shouldn't have had anything to. I get it if he felt the way about it, if him and Sheck or are good friends, then yeah, you have a conversation with him. But other than that, we don't really got nothing to talk about as it relates to who I'm here with. You here with the woman that you cheated on me with as I was pregnant with your child. So that's kind of where we at with it. And I don't understand how they did not understand that. Also, I did not like Toya the eel as Letitia. Hopefully, maybe Toya's wasn't at Letitia because all she said was ew. But with Simone saying, yeah, Letitia, but you're not going, you don't see how Heavenly started that by the girl saying, why they here and why were they invited? You don't ask me a motherfucking thing and stuff like that. Like, ain't nobody's gonna respond well to that.
Yeah.
So,
You know what?
Well,
I'm glad somebody. I think it was Amanda K put a comment and said that they didn't show, but Sweet Tea said that Shireen was also bad mouthing Phaedra's parenting. So
oh,
I'm glad that Sweet Tea was like, what? Why is it like now? It makes
why is
even
she?
more
She was
sense.
doing the absolute
Yeah,
most.
it makes more sense to ask the question, why is she here? Like this girl is doing the most.
All right, you guys. We got a line of callers. We're gonna let him on. I'm gonna
I
let
mean,
the callers on, you guys, and then I'm gonna give my thought. We're gonna be out of here. Thank you guys for all of your support. We got like at last I checked, 40 something likes, 80 something people in the live chat. Make sure that the live chat, the group chat, matches the likes because it helps us in the algorithm. We got over 100 people, excuse me, almost 200 people watching over X and YouTube, and we got thousands of people who have watched on TikTok. Thank y'all so much. We're gonna let the callers up, and then I'm gonna give my thought, and then we're out. I'm gonna forego my thought for the moment because they've been waiting for a little bit. Hey there, thank you for the wait. How you doing, Mel NYC? Go ahead and tell the people what you're thinking.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey there.
Well, you know what? I think that for me, I'm glad that Sweet Tea stepped to Heavenly. I really am. I'm glad that she basically was brought on last year as a way to punish Quad. And when she saw that, and she saw that Heavenly was doing the same trick again with this lady for Phaedra, she asked her a question. I think that it's very tired and it's very stupid for Heavenly to be able to get away with everything she wanted to get away with. I think that Dr. Heavenly, Dr. Simone, Dr. Jackie are too comfortable being the mean ladies on that show. I think that as a viewer, I get tired. I get tired of the fact that they are in control. I think that King, for me, it was unfortunate. He kept having these delayed moments because yeah, there was something that happened at one event, and then he missed that, and then he had to sort of catch up when he was talking to Dr. G. And at that moment, he sort of was angry, but then they shook hands, and then when Dr. G is talking to his wife, when she's having a big issue, you want to go over there and have a major conversation. That was a miss for me. That was a total miss for me. And I would ask Quad, my big question for Quad is, why is she such a coward when it comes to the dentist and the two doctors? Because in my opinion, Quad from the first season, her tool was to research people. She loved investigating people. She investigated Mariah. She investigated Toy. She investigated Lisa Nicole. But when it comes to the ladies who punished you because they did not like that you were on Sister Circle, they didn't like that you was on vacation with the ladies from Love and Hip Hop. They went and got into some kind of pact or some kind of friendship with this man, with Dr. G, who was a very controversial person. I wish Dr. G would realize how controversial he is, and that he would have protected his wife. He would have protected Sweet Tea more, and not let her be used by these mean ladies to be up on his show as a storyline. That Quad, to me, she's a coward because she backs down to these ladies, and that's just really tired to me. I wish that she would definitely step up to them. And also, the funny thing is, I think that Sweet Tea is going to be gone next year. I think that obviously Phaedra is gone, but the funny part is next year mid-season trailer, we're going to have a mid-season trailer of the ladies turning against Quad again because they don't respect her. They go next year. They're gonna be like, okay, well, what is King? What does he really do? Either King's gonna be gay, he's gonna be a criminal, or he's gonna be a cheater. That's exactly what they're gonna do to her next year. So it's so stupid to me that she doesn't check them this time. She's capable of it, but she seems to be scared of them. So that's kind of where I sit at with the Married to Medicine ladies.
All right, Mel, you got it. You got it. You got it. You got it. Thank you. It's been a
Thank,
while. Good to see you back. Happy to have you back. Okay, we got other callers, but thank you so
thank you.
much, Mel. All right.
Okay.
All right. Hey, caller. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, they're gonna be mad. Hey, caller, may I have your name and tell me what you want?
It's Shine. It's right there on the screen.
Sean, I'll drop you. Don't play with me, okay? Go
But
ahead.
anyway, Dr. G got in his feelings. You could tell they chopped that scene up so much it wasn't even cohesive. When Dr. G said, "I'm a doctor. I don't fight men," they left out the part where uh King said, "But you fight women though." That's what that, and then that's when Dr. Greg was like, "What the f you say?" You didn't want to get all crunk when everybody in the middle. You should
He
have
said he
said
didn't
that when
fight
y'all
me.
was just, huh?
He said he didn't fight. I thought he just said I don't fight. He said he don't fight men.
He said, "I'm a doctor. I don't fight men." But then King told him, "But you fight women." And then that's when he got it. Oh, you got that from your girl. You only hear one side.
How you know King said that
They chopped it up so bad.
Oh.
But I'm gonna go back and watch Peacock
I
and
watched
see if they
Peacock
any
twice.
extra bonuses.
I didn't hear that. I watched Peacock earlier. I didn't hear that.
Heavenly,
Oh,
Oh.
she told the whole thing about what happened. But
Oh,
I understand what Heavenly was talking about when Sweet Lipton asked who invited her, and then Shireen, whatever her name is, Shireen said Heavenly and invited us. No, Heavenly invited Apollo. Apollo decided to bring you because Apollo found out Shek was there. So that was their little own little plan. That didn't have nothing to do with Heavenly inviting Shireen because
child.
he already said that she wasn't coming, and they was separated. So they walking down the plank like they happy and holding hands, knowing that they can't stand each other. Cause what, he went to jail in March. This happened what, sometime in what, July. They wasn't even together, so that was fake for them. But it was a plot to get back at Phaedra, so they went on with that. But if Heavenly been leaving Sweet Tea alone all this time, don't talk to me. Leave me alone. She's giving you grace. But the minute she get on top of you, you want to go crying and they bullying me, all these interviews. Leave the people alone. If y'all wanted peace, all you have to do is keep your mouth closed and don't get involved. Then you could
mm.
just go about your business. That's all I got.
All right, Sean. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Bye.
Bye. For
Bye,
everybody on
Sean.
TikTok who's watching, it's like it says 3.7K or something like that. This is the portion of our review where we have our viewers that are on YouTube and X call in. I'm going to start dropping the link in here from now on so you guys can call in as well if you're interested. I didn't think to do that, but I'll do that from now on. But they call in and give us their thoughts on the episode as the panel, that being me, Sammy, and Antonio, have weighed in on this episode. We got two more callers and we're out. Hey there, Zeta.
See ya.
Hi guys.
Hey.
How are y'all? I hope y'all had a lovely Valentine's Day and you're safe and warm during this flash
Oh,
freeze.
happy
I thought you were about to
Valentine's
say
Day to
something.
you. How was your Valentine's Day?
It was all right. I'm gonna just leave that there.
What you got for us,
Um,
Zeta?
so to start off, I thought it was cute how Cecil and Simone were trying to be like Quad and King and saying how like Quad hypes up her man. But I do want to say it's becoming really redundant with the topic of Quad is not married in medicine. Miss Quadria Webb has a degree in biology. She's a whole Delta, and she's a medical representative, sales representative, whatever. And she's also, what's it called? She's an advocate for healthcare stuff like that. She was married to a doctor. She was grandfathered into the show from season 7 or 8 when trying to make her a friend of. And last season when y'all tried to get rid of her, my girl is still standing. Y'all can't get rid of her, okay? Um, so this is an ensemble class. We do need Quad for her entertainment as well as Heavenly and Toya. And I know y'all know I love my girl down, but I do have to say I said it last week that she was laying in thick on Dr. G. And for her to continue talking about this with her new partner with King, right, is getting a little, I know it's a little problematic. They are trying to recap what happened yesterday. Not yesterday, that day or whatever when the event happened. But on the other end, Dr. G is actually like, he's really trifling. He was giving very much a master manipulator. The way he was talking to T, talking to, I was trying to protect you. And for what exactly? You're the one that was screaming at her. For what Dr. Heavily said, you were telling her to SCFU. And then, what's his name? King brought it up again as well. Because he thought that he was telling T to SCFU, not Quad, which we delved into that later on in the episode. But He's also the one with his arms flailing around in the room when you have a history of putting your hands on people, women specifically. And then you have the audacity to say you want her to be wise and an elder, and you're calling her, are you trying to call her stupid? And then you talking to somebody has to be an adult. But aren't you the oldest one in the group? You about 60, 70 years old, messing with 20, 30 year olds. You should be the adult. You should make the better decision, you know?
Lord.
Um, I do appreciate Steve and Mimi for calling out Toya for starting that mess because she's the one that was talking about Quash should throw the baby shower, and she's the one that brought up there's tension in the room. So she was being messy, she was doing it for the show, but in real life, that's unacceptable. I don't know much about Phaedra, but I do know that people call her a liar, and she lied
Oh,
multiple times. She said that she didn't know who invited Apollo, but she definitely had a conversation with Heavenly on the show. I don't know why they didn't replay that clip. And then Apollo said that Phaedra told him that Shaq said he doesn't know who he is to come find out that Shaq being their family and like with him and the wife and stuff. So why is she lying? And I do agree with Phaedra trying to getting bucked with the mistress because how you gonna be in my face and you the same woman that was cheating with my husband when I was pregnant with his child, girl. I'll get one of my homegirls to stomp you out because I don't fight either. Okay. Um and then
Zeta.
Tia Heavenly, y'all. T, I just don't like her. I think she's a weirdo. Like you're the same girl that was watching from the couch. You slid into a cast member's ex-husband's DMs and giving him fake promises of a child. And then you're living in her house. You're just now getting the remainder of her stuff out of the house a few episodes ago. And y'all been married for 2 years. And then on top of that, you named your dating event Sweet and Savory dating whatever. And that's Quad Seasoning's name as well. And you're watch what happens live wearing the same dress that
Same
Quad
damn
wore
dress.
in the freaking confessional, but in a
I
different
didn't notice that
color.
until somebody
Like
else.
what? And Quad is absolutely right. You're exactly you want Quad is everything, exactly everything that you want to be. You want to skin her and live in her. Like, and then for Dr. G, and y'all say that he's a doctor, he could be on the show. He could have been on the show. He was hanging out with the guys. There was no reason for him to not come back if you wanted to come back. But you wanted to wait till you got homegirl so that you could rub it in Quad's face. So now Quad is returning the favor. So as for Mr. King and Steve, they were kind of activating the bird in me because the way they were not playing about their girls, I said, "Oh, okay." Um, and I think that King was right for defending Quad, but honestly, they didn't need he didn't need to rehash it. That initial conversation was more than enough, and I thought they squashed it. But for him to bring it up in the middle of the chaos, I was like, "Now what you doing?" That was not necessary. What else do I want to say? As for Letitia, she need to go. She got a little access to the money. You can't get access to a professional measurer for a good bra. Girl, anyways, I don't want her to come back next year. Thank you for letting me rant.
You all right with us, Zeta? Get your big one in. Thank you so much for all of your support. We appreciate you.
Y'all have a
Okay.
great night.
You too.
Bye.
Bye,
All right.
Zeta.
All right.
Zeta.
Our last caller. Well, all
It's
right. Oh,
baddies.
hey,
Shot o'clock.
Jasmine.
Shot o'clock. First of all, I have a bone to pick. First of all, Chase, I want you to tell the people that you apologized to me because you told me to come on next week. So you're disappointed in yourself. You did not tell me to come on this week. You told me to come on next week. And I just want you to be clear on that. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
so it's your fault, Chase.
We had so many conversations. I don't know what I
Oh,
told her at
okay.
this
Well, never
point.
mind. I didn't
I'm
hear
gonna just
anything.
go with what she said. Like, who was
Now
that said? I'm gonna just go
Viola
with what she said.
Phaedra.
Well, I
Yeah.
guess so, sweetie. Well, as long as
Whatever.
that's cleared up. But I just wanted to see no, I just want to see how many times we're going to apologize to Quad because King Dealing, Wolf from Cadillac Records, is telling everybody, oh, she can say whatever she wants. No, she cannot.
Okay.
Now let's just be clear about it. She's so the last caller. Thank you so much, Cedar. I love you, but she's so smart.
What's she
Then are we
calling
going to
you?
say that she's bullied, or are we
She
going to
called him
say that she
King
doesn't know what's going
Dingaling.
on, or what are we going to say here? Because Quad knows very much what's going on, and if we're going to say that she's being gaslit and manipulated, we're going to have to close our eyes. I know Sammy is Ray Charles to the bullshit, but we can't all be blind
Sammy got
because
2020, baby.
wait, I didn't know if I was still speaking, but at the
I didn't
very
either
end of
because
the
you said
day,
my name.
I didn't know. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying because Quad is very much calculated, meticulous in her words and the way she moves around. And I love that about her. But at the very end of the day, she was crashing bachelorette parties. She was tired telling that saying that girl look old, frumpy, no booty, all this other stuff. So T has very much every right to give this woman back what she deserves. Now we were gonna go back to the how she was drunk as a skunk, sitting there talking shit about Dr. G while he was sitting there stewing. Yeah, he could have relaxed. He could have regained his composure. But if your man comes up to me with all his muscles and his glistening, then he's telling me that she can say whatever she wants. Then okay, I might be a little upset too. So we're gonna be gaslighting on both ends. I hate that Quad gets this victim, or she can say this, or sweet tea, you're just in the group. I don't like that scenario because that is elitism, or that air of I'm smarter than you that Jackie gives sweet tea all the time. But sweet tea is also, what is she, a airman? No, is she an airman, or she's a
She was a
uh
Tuskegee F pilot.
no, she's not. First of all, syphilis. We're not going to say that. We're going to say that she was a Navy
Syphilis.
woman, and that
Who you
she
calling
also has
Wait,
her degree, and that
who
she
is
also was
syphilis?
in the army and things
Wait. You
like
gotta
that.
clarify.
We're not going to negate her
Who is
accolades
that?
either.
You talking about the
The,
Tuskegee Airmen?
supposed they named
Oh,
Oh,
them.
Jasmine.
oh, yes.
Okay, because wait a minute, because I'm the teacher on the group. But at the end of the day, I just wanted to make sure everybody knew what we were talking about. Like, we're not going to do that to Sweet Tea. Now, she might sound slow as molasses. Her mouth might sound like she got a load of spit in it. But at the very end of the day, I am going to respect her and whatever she got going on. But Quad is not innocent. She sat there drunk as a skunk, knew that her man was tall and had muscles, was going to approach Dr. G, and he sounded like a Mickey Mouse. I'm not mad at Dr. G. I am mad. What I'm disappointed in is that he let him get him out of character. But at the same time, you're not gonna tell me that she can say whatever she want to say, and then he done been called a pedophile, a woman beater, a little dingaling, all these
Hey,
type of
hey, hey.
things. I'm just saying, this is the things that he's been called. So everybody has had their things. Now, Heavenly, she is a big razor back motherfucker.
Oh
Now I
my
can't
God,
even.
TikTok. I
I'm
don't know
just
what to do.
saying. I'm
I'm
just
on TikTok. I
saying.
don't know what to do.
Heavenly does not get her just due. Somebody needs to beat
Jasmine.
her up. She's also always causing havoc and always calling security. She's never getting what she deserves. So I think that regardless if Sweet Tea was in a one piece at 30 something years old, that she still should have jumped on her and and beat her up. Now I'm just being honest with everybody. Now I just wanted to just get this off my
I
chest.
don't know
Thank you
what's
for
going
letting me
on.
rant. My name is on the screen. It says
Oh,
Jazz. Thank you so much. I love you guys. Antonio, put the side out to the other side, honey, because I done said what I got to say. Love you guys.
Put the
Peace.
what?
Why she said syphilis to the Tuskegee Airmen?
Put the side out to the other side. What?
I don't know. We let it go. All right, Demisio, run it real quick. We got to get you on and get you off. Give me what you got, please. This is our producer,
Okay.
Demisio. He runs the comments. He's been making sure that you guys have liked the video. I don't even know how many people are in that group chat at this point, but I know it doesn't match. If you're in the group
Over
chat, y'all give
200.
us wow. Y'all,
Well, I
please
know it
like the
stayed there
video.
on the thing up
Yes,
top.
over
I
200
don't know
in
if it's on
general
YouTube.
on YouTube and X, but make sure that you guys are liking the video so we can stay in the algorithm. We're like less than 30 people away from hitting 1,000 subscribers. So subscribe to our channel if you're liking what you see. My name is Chase. We, have reviews here. We have a network. We got a lot going on. And this is our producer, Demisio. Demisio, give us your quick thoughts because we got to run. We running.
Okay. First off, good show tonight. I love you
Thank
guys.
you.
This dialogue. I will say this. I was so glad that Mimi and her husband clocked Toya tacky ass for being messy and kind of causing all of this in the first place. It's about time somebody, you know, cherry picked her misery for just once in a while. And I did enjoy this episode. I think the girls and the guys were all clocked in. You can never make me hate Married to Medicine, honey. I do think that them inviting Apollo was definitely weird, and I think it was production and Heavenly mixed together, and them other gross sisters too. It's just showing how old and tacky and miserable Jackie and Simone is. Like it really is, because they use Heavenly to say the stuff they really want to say, especially their Dr. Jackie, that bag of bones. I'm just so tired of Jackie just overall. Like, and them recording and just it was just tacky. It's just like, dang, y'all got that big of a hard on for Phaedra, and I'm not one to ever be defending Phaedra at all. But it's like y'all brung her ex-husband and his distended wife on this show to try to cause a scene, and for what exactly? Because what has Phaedra really done to them? If you really think about it, Phaedra hasn't really done anything to any of them. Maybe Quad, if what Quad is saying is true, but besides that, Phaedra really kind of been friendly and cordial with all of them. So I really don't get this big thing that they're trying to do with Phaedra. And to be honest with you, I don't blame Phaedra for not going to the reunion, for leaving the trip. Like, it's ridiculous. And Heavenly and Sweet Tea, child, girl, bye to both of them.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Demisio. Demisio?
Welcome.
Oh, all right.
Please.
Oh, thank you. All right, you guys, we're going to go, but I want to give my quick thought because I haven't and we're out. I promise you. Let me tell you something, okay?
Tell me.
I'm gonna jump a little bit because it's a lot. It was a lot going on, but I'm gonna be quick. Okay. In regards to Toya and Simone saying ill, because that's the biggest thing that really stood out to me out amongst all the other stuff. That's the reason why when Demisio says he doesn't care that Phaedra didn't show up to the reunion. I don't care either. Now, I would have loved for Phaedra to show up. I needed my nice, nasty off between Phaedra and Jackie. So, do I feel like we were robbed of a good reunion because Phaedra, Jackie, and Dr. Heavenly, all of them were going to have something to pick with Phaedra, and I wanted to see Phaedra fight them off or lose or whatever. I just wanted to see how it all went down. Yes. However, from just like a principle standpoint, Simone and Jackie, I feel like they were saying ill and Sweet Tea doing too much because they look down on Sweet Tea because of everything that you guys have called Sweet Tea. I'm not going to regurgitate the things that you have that not up here on the panel, but just in general, people have said about Sweet Tea. So I feel like that is rooted in elitism because they feel like they're better than Sweet Tea. So how fitting and how much poetic justice is it, in my opinion, that somebody out elited the quote unquote elite? I don't care that she didn't come. Not only did you dig a ditch for her thinking you was going to invite Apollo, she had one up on you in her mind. She thought she had one up on you by bringing check. Y'all said that, we're going to raise $100,000. She said, whatever we don't get, I'll give you the check for it because I don't need bitches like y'all saying I ain't got it when I do because that ain't nothing to me. I put out $30,000, $45,000 a day, so I got it. Don't worry about it. Diva, I'm true to this. Y'all new to this because she is on the A show, according to Bravo. The A show is the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and according to Bravo, they treat Married to Medicine like the B show. The cast has said it themselves. There's no ifs, ands, or buts in between that. So when Phaedra out elites the elite, it makes none to me because I've seen them not only treat Sweet Tea like that, they have treated Quad like that, they have treated Toya like that, they have treated Mariah like that. I remember a conversation they had. They was going back and forth, and Dr. Heavenly said, and Dr. Jackie and them said, well, we got stuff to lose. You ain't got nothing to lose, and you can come clean up my office because you qualified to do that. Excuse me? You telling me as the creator of the show that you're sitting across from me on a couch of that I came up with and I casted you for, that I'm not qualified to do anything just because I don't have a doctorate degree or a doctor's degree doesn't mean I'm not any more smart, intelligent, and on the same level playing field as you, because whether you like it or not, we're on the same couch. So when the elite get out elite, I don't care. And if you want to go even further, they thought that they were better than Dr. Heavenly because they were physicians and she was a dentist. Remember that one? So when the elite get out elite, it makes none to me. That's how I feel about that. Boom, there's that. When it comes to Sweet Tea, it's called a boomerang effect, and that is poetic justice as well. As Mel mentioned, the did you dig for one, you got to dig for two, because you brought Sweet Tea on the show thinking that Sweet Tea was going to get it heavily, and now you see that the thorn you wanted to put in her side is now the thorn in yours. I, too, did not think for certain reasons that Sweet Tea was a good fit for this show. However, I think because Toya no longer does it, Simone recognizes and says absolutely nothing to Heavenly. Nobody cares when contestant does it. That, you know what, we do have to have a check and balance for Dr. Heavenly, oh, she just runs wild and everybody just sits back and may be uncomfortable with it, but doesn't say anything because they don't want to be next. So if I enjoy Heavenly running wild and setting up these scenarios, I enjoy her getting called to the carpet equally as much. And I thoroughly enjoy Sweet Tea. And the only thing that I was disappointed was in the fact that Sweet Tea did not dive on Dr. Heavenly when she had the chance again. Now, when it comes to check, King did not read that room. Because if you say out of your mouth, it's chaotic right now, everybody fighting, so let me pull Dr. Greg to the side and let him know how I'm mad too. Huh? That means, in my opinion, because he said something that you didn't hear earlier, you came back over there looking for a fight. And that's how I feel about it. You came back over there looking for a fight. Now, if I want to be, I'm going to look at it from both sides really quickly. If I'm King, don't you say nothing to my woman no more because I didn't hear you say that. And for that, you out of bounds. Don't say nothing to her because y'all have a history that is not, squeaky clean. And allegedly, you like to put your hands on women. So don't you ever talk to her like that again. I get it. I understand. But from Greg's perspective, what you mean I got to sit down and be quiet and let her talk to me any kind of way? I'm not going to do that. If she act up, I won't say that. But if she say something out her mouth,
please don't.
I caught myself. If she say something out her mouth, I'm going to say something out of mine. Now, looking at it completely unobjectively or whatever, I think what King should have done was lead the resolve and have both of them squash it and apologize. I think, in my opinion, that would have been the appropriate thing because, listen, I done put you on notice. Don't talk to her no more. Now, y'all apologize about what y'all said and how y'all felt if it got out of bounds. Quad, I know you don't feel like you did nothing wrong, but baby, do it for me. Go ahead and just say, listen, you felt the type of way. I apologize about that. You better apologize to her for saying what she said, and that's that. Now, I'm going to just tell you, me as a being to me, you ain't going to make me do nothing I don't want to do, so I'm going to apologize to her. I ain't going to do nothing. You can ask me with some sense and button that shirt back up and act like you all right. Is you cool? But then, Dr. G, you also need to know if you're not ready for a fight, this is not Love and Hip Hop, and everybody's not going to be able to break y'all up, baby. So when you see people coming in and separating, Because now, if I'm King, that's what I want to do. I'm finna hit her. With that being said, make sure that y'all tune in to our channel, like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notification bells. There was over 200 of y'all across X and YouTube. There's over 4,000 of you guys on TikTok. I don't know what the hell is going on over there, but thank y'all so much for the badges and the views. We appreciate it. Thank you, Zeta, for your super chat. Everybody who called in, that was Mel, Jasmine, Zeta, and there was one other person. I'm sorry, Sean. Thank you so much. Demisio, thank you for running the show. Y'all want to call out some people in the group chat really quickly?
Everybody.
You got Amanda K.
Everybody.
Amanda K and Art World. They've been.
They day ones from the A1.
It's about 80 people in here, so all 80 of y'all.
All 80 of you guys in the group chat live on YouTube, make sure that you like the video. We are like almost at 1,000. Listen to me, you guys. It will mean so much for us to get to 1,000 subscribers. I am the Chase and No Chaser TV, and this is my dream. But these are my friends, and they come and they lend their free time to support it. Our 1-year anniversary is in March. 1,000 subscribers would mean the world to us. So if you're here, you're watching, we only need like 20 more subscribers to get to 1,000. Thank you guys over on TikTok. We truly do appreciate you. I'm going to learn how to work it, and we'll do better with y'all the next time, all right? With that being said, we're going to be in D.C. For the Reality Rundowns, Real Housewives of Potomac live reunion watch party for part 3 of the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion. On March 2nd, the No Chaser TV gang will be there, me and Jay. So come out there, say hello to us. You can purchase meet and greets with the housewives and the friends of Jacqueline, Jazzy, and Mia. And we'll be there interviewing them as well. And we'll make sure we put it up on all of our social media because we got some good questions to ask them. The ones that the people don't seem to want to ask them, we're going to ask them. And other than that, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Y'all have a good night, and we will see y'all tomorrow for happy hour. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah. Ooh. I'm joking. I'm joking.